Hey everybody, this is Andrew with mobileburn.com, and I'm looking at the all-new Samsung Galaxy Note 3. Now, if you watch the presentation, you know there's obviously a lot to say about this device. As you can see, it's a pretty big phone. It's a 5.7-inch display, 1080p Super AMOLED. Now, what's different about this and what we saw with the previous Galaxy Note is that this one has a 1080p display, so it's obviously going to look a little bit better when you go to watch videos, when you go to read text. When you zoom in, obviously there's not going to be any pixelation or anything like that. Aside from that, it has a new 2.3 gigahertz processor, the Snapdragon 800. So it's got a lot going on, and it's got 3 gigs of RAM. So all of the lag that you've seen in previous Samsung devices, it should be theoretically gone. Obviously, we can't say that for now for sure. When you play around with the phone for a little bit, you see that there's definitely a little bit more pep in its step. This is pre-release software, so don't judge it completely. Now, as far as the hardware, when you look at it, you see the shape is a little bit more reminiscent of the Samsung Galaxy 2, the S2 I should say, not the Note 2, because this is a little more boxy, it's a little more square, and it's got the same plastic front case, the faux metallic rims. You got your power button right here at the side. At the top, you once again have an IR port. Now, if you want to control your video, you saw I had the Samsung Watch on. That's going to be there. You've got your microphone jack, volume buttons as well. Of course, on the back, it's a little bit different. They have like this leather-like material rather than the plastic that you typically see on Samsung devices. So there's no glossy plastic. It's just this leather. It's got some nice stitching on the side. It's kind of exposed, but my concern is over time, is that stitching going to come apart? Is it going to get messed up? Is this going to get loose and mess up my security? So I'm not exactly sure how they're going to manage that. They've got a 13 megapixel camera on the back along with the LED flash. But of course, this is the Galaxy Note 2, so we got to talk about the new S Pen. And this is kind of, back up a little bit, this is kind of what's new about the device, because there's a lot of things going on. As you can see, the Android 4.3 software has a little bit different look to it. So I'm going to go into some demos they showed me of how you use the S Pen. Okay, so here I am with the S Pen, and when I hold down on the button, I see a little dot on screen. I tap that dot, and now I have 5 different options of what I can do with the S Pen. One of them is Action Memo. This pretty much allows me to take a note and then take more steps later on. So if I do a little number and I save it, and then I go back, the next time I go into Action Memo, alright, I can go to my previous notes, and then I see I have one saved right here, so a number. So when I tap this button right here, and then now it asks me what action I can take. I can email it to someone, I can add it to a contact, or I can call somebody. So let's say I met somebody, I had to remember to call their number. Now I have it saved, and it jumps into that sync. So that's something you can do with Action Memo. Another thing you can do, when you hold the device right here, oh wait. Okay, another thing is screen write, which is pretty much something similar. It takes a screenshot, and now it allows me to annotate on top of it. So if I have the screen and I can make a note to myself, hey, this is how you do a screenshot. I save it, obviously I can then export it and use it elsewhere later. Once again, go back into, it's hard to get it, there's stuff going on. Remember, this is pre-production software, so some things might not work as intended. Another thing is S Finder. This is pretty cool because this is going to be a way to search your entire device. So if I enter a quick word, let's say Samsung, right? Samsung. Okay, now it's going to search everything that I've done in here for Samsung. It picks up memos, emails, scrapbooks, web searches. And in case it doesn't find what I'm looking for, it can actually search the web. When I go back up to the top, I can refine my search terms. So instead of only searching the past 7 days, I can search the past 30 days. I can only search for notes. I can only search within a specific tab. So if you have a lot of data on your device, this can be a way to kind of filter things out and only see certain aspects of it. Overall, this is the Android 4.3 software with TouchWiz, so most of the things that you've seen in the Galaxy S4 will be present as well. Of course, you got your toggles, it has air gesture and air view, and it uses the S Pen for doing air view in case you want to hover over something to see a preview in the gallery. Aside from that, they've also made some folders within the app drawer so you can get to a specific thing. Let's see if I can do something else with the S Pen really quick. All right. I have pen window. So it's pen window, okay? I'm going to create a little outline on the home screen, right? Now, once I've created that, I can add a YouTube video. So let's say someone says, hey, have you seen this new YouTube video? I'm gonna say, all right, I've created a window for YouTube. Now I'm going to expand it later on. And when I go home, see I've got the little note open. That's when I had my previous note about calling someone. I'm gonna discard that. Let me just go back to pen window once again. Right? Okay, create YouTube. And here I have it available. And if I minimize it right here, I have this little reminder later on. And I can go about doing what I'm doing. I can go on my phone. I can go on my contacts. And I'll always have this. And if this gets in the way of something, I just hold down, put it to the side of the screen. And then when I call Jesse Bryant, I say, oh, wait, Jesse's the one that told me about this YouTube video. Let me open that up. And then I can start browsing within this tiny little screen. I can multitask there, or I can choose to expand it all the way, and then once I go home, it should get rid of it. And if I just wanted to get rid of it directly, I just tap the little X. So these are just a couple of the things that you can do with the new S Pen for the Galaxy Note 3. There's a lot more that's going on. We'll get to that later. But for now, this is Andrew from mobileburn.com taking a look at the Galaxy Note 3. Thanks for watching.